Hello guys, this is the 2023 GMC ACADIA AT4. In today's video I'm going to be taking it on a POV test drive and I will tell you exactly what I think about this ACADIA. This is a 3-row SUV from GMC. It does compete against the Ford Explorer, Honda Pilot, Toyota Highlander, Hyundai Palisade and Kia Telluride and the Chevy Equinox. But let's go ahead and take this AT4 on a test drive and see how it does. This one is finished in Summit White. It does have a few options. It does have the technology package, preferred package, the Skyscape sunroof, and it does have the trailer package and a wireless phone charger option. But let's take it on a drive and see how it does. Alright, so here is the interior of this 2023 GMC ACADIA AT4. The AT4 trim is the off-road trim, so if you need something that can go a little bit of off-roading, then go with this one. It does have 7.2 inches of ground clearance, which isn't a lot, but definitely you could do light off-roading, and I can't wait to test those all terrain tires and see how they do basically on the highway. The size of those tires, they are 255 65 17. So let's see how this ACADIA will drive. Here is the backup camera. Backup camera looks good, and this HD surround system is part of an option. You could see the rims, you could zoom onto the hitch, you could have the wide view or the 360 with the backup camera. You could see the front. So a very nice, clear, with a lot of angle camera. So very impressed. And here is the transmission that will control the 9-speed automatic transmission. There is a low gear and plus and minus. Climate controls are very easy to use. You could actually control the climate controls from here if you want to. And let's see, climate. And you could increase the fan. You could change the modes. And yeah, very nice. But let's go ahead and take this ACADIA on a drive and see how it does. Alright, so driving this 2023 GMC ACADIA, this engine is very responsive. It just wants to go, and I barely touched the gas pedal and it just wants to go. So I'll talk about the engine and the power this engine produces when I hop on the highway, but I am impressed with the way how it drives. It's very nice and smooth. It does have a 9-speed automatic transmission, and so far so good. There is an LCD screen in the middle. The gauges are analog gauges are on the left and right. There is a heads-up display, and this material right here is nice and soft. It does have an 8-inch screen. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is nice. And there's a heated steering wheel button, adaptive cruise control, and this one does not have lane keeping assist, and I think it only has adaptive cruise control and emergency braking. So what do I think about the style? I think it's alright. I drove and I reviewed the 2023 Hyundai Palisade, and the interior of the Hyundai Palisade is much better than this one. I know this is due for a redesign, but that Palisade was really good, and it was just a facelift. So the Palisade's been around for about 3 years, I think since 2020, and the facelift was done this year for the 2023 model year, and Hyundai did a great job with the facelifted Palisade. Let's go ahead and put this SUV in sport mode. One more. Oh yeah. So this Acadia has 3.6 naturally aspirated V6. It is connected to a 9-speed automatic transmission, and this engine is responsive. It sounds really, really good. So I really like the sound of this 3.6 V6, and it does produce 310 horsepower and 271 pound-feet of torque. And I really love the sound of this engine, the way how it accelerates, and the shifting is very smooth. So this 9-speed automatic transmission is definitely nice, and I really love this heads-up display. I did say that it doesn't have lane keeping assist, but actually it does. But I can't find a button for the lane keeping assist. It's actually right here. So you could turn off and turn on the lane keeping assist from this button. There's cold seats, heated seats, and it is 50,000. So the Hyundai Palisade I reviewed was 50,000, and I feel like the Palisade offers a little bit more features than this Acadia, and definitely looks much better from the outside and inside. But I really can't wait to see what GMC is going to do with this Acadia when they redesign it. So, such a beautiful, comfortable SUV. Let's talk about those tires, because they are aggressive, and there is a lot of rubber, and they're basically the all-terrain kind. So as I mentioned, the size is 255/65/17, and honestly, driving on the highway doing 55-60 miles per hour, they're very nice and quiet. Even at higher speeds, they're still quiet, which I like. Suspension setup is very good, very comfortable. I love the fact that the windows are nice and big, the seats are comfortable, seeing out of the back is good. There is some LED lights, garage controls. It does have the Skyscape sunroof. It is a $1,000 option if I'm not mistaken. And very impressed with the way how it drives, and I think this drives better than the Palisade. It feels more put together, it feels like the build quality is much better. But the Palisade, I think, is the best looking SUV, and the only reason I'm comparing it to the Palisade is because I recently drove it. The Highlander drives really, really good, but I was truly impressed with the way how the Palisade looked like from the front, the back, basically the exterior and interior of it. But I think the Acadia drives definitely better than the Palisade, and it feels like the Acadia has more power. It does have more horsepower, but by about 20 horsepower, but it's not that a lot. But definitely this Acadia feels, the way how it pulls, it feels faster. So truly impressed with this Acadia, but I'm not a big fan of the design. And I think the Japanese and the Koreans are doing much better when it comes to design and features. Steering wheel is extremely light, and honestly this SUV doesn't feel like it's in sport mode. So it is back in normal mode, but it feels like sport mode doesn't really do anything. Mirrors are nice and big, and I really like the HD surround system this Acadia has. Very confident, very comfortable. The brake pedal feels nice and it has the perfect bite. And yeah, I'm truly impressed with the way how it drives, but design, it's not the best. The gear shifter has a nice, cool look to it. It does work, it's nice, but probably a lot of people don't like it because of the way how it looks. And I personally think it looks right and definitely frees up a lot of space. So it definitely gives us more storage places. But I feel like GMC could have done a little bit better job. But there's a storage place in the bottom of this, so it does have that bridge design. So on the highway, I really like those tires. They're not making any noise, and there's nothing that is coming from the tires into the cabin. So the cabin is isolated and isolated from the outside, and overall it's nice and quiet. So there is no wind noise, tire noise, road noise. There's none of that, which I really, really like. And it is only a $50,000 SUV, and it's super quiet in here. So very impressive, and I seriously love the way how this thing drives and handles. And I think GMC did a great job with this Acadia. Comfortable SUV, handles good. Steering wheel has a really nice light weight to it. Let's see how it handles on this turn. As I said, guys, the brakes feel nice and confident. Yep, definitely a good amount of body lean, but that's completely fine. This is a 3-row SUV, and this is a family SUV. So that's completely fine, but it's not too bad. Steering wheel has a very old look to it. Not a big fan of that. Nice and responsive. That transmission downshifts, and the engine is responsive, the transmission is responsive, and I feel like I have power. So very impressed with this AT4 trim. Again, the AT4 is the off-road trim, so if you guys want to do some light off-roading, then definitely go with this AT4. And seriously, it's very comfortable, even though it has those all-terrain tires. And there's a wireless phone charger. This is part of an option. One USB Type-C at 12 volt. I talked about the transmission. Climate controls are very easy to use. And there's 2 cup holders, the drive modes, cold seats, heated seats, hill descent, and lane keeping assist. And seriously, very impressed. There is a good amount of leg room and headroom in the back. Here is the Skyscape sunroof. You could open the back one if you want to. I'm just not a big fan of the way how it closes and opens. Very cheap, and I really wish they fixed that. But overall, seriously, this SUV, this family 3-row SUV, is very, very good. And I love the way how this thing drives, accelerates. It's nice and responsive. And if you guys are curious about the MPGs, they're actually not too bad. 19 in the city, 26 highway, and 21 combined. And I think those numbers are all right. I would say they're about the same as the competitors, but seriously impressed with this thing. And again, guys, this is a $50,000 SUV, and it is off-road capable. But I hope you guys enjoyed this POV test drive of this 2023 GMC Acadia. If you guys are around and if you guys are interested, make sure to come and see Luke here at Buick GMC in Wallingford. And if you guys are interested in seeing more videos like this, please like and subscribe, because it does help a lot. And as always, I'll see you next time.